Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to yet again another fantastic indie creator interview. It's your Cape Crusader Cody, and we're keeping it geekly with our returning guest, Anthony Stokes. We're here to break down Decay issue 4 and 5. Man, Stokes, I got to be honest with you. I think these were two of your best issues from this series. I mean, I don't know how to really say it any better, but like, it was just like, it almost feels like leaps and bounds from issue 1, which that's supposed to happen.
Right.
But like,
you don't want the opposite, right? Like,
yeah,
you don't want,
yeah.
Damn.
Like,
off
dude,
a cliff.
I mean, from the dialogue to the action, I mean, issue 4, you just come swinging out the gate. There felt like more action in issue 4 than the last 3 combined almost.
Yeah, I worked backwards from the ending. So what I would have loved to have started here, right? But you gotta build everything into narrative, and everything builds off each other. But I would agree. I mean, I think this is something that you're working towards the ending. That's why we're here. I think yeah, it works.
And I mean, holy crap! You just come swinging left and right hook, hit him with that haymaker, knock him out with issue 5. It was just unreal. Stokes, how have you been since the last time you've been on? For anyone who first time tuning in, we had Stokes on for Intrusive Thoughts. So how's everything going with that campaign? How was fulfillment for you?
That campaign is done, bro. I got you can't see it. I got a thermal printer, and it just changed the game, man. Cause like the worst part was going to the post office, and they have to scan everything and give you the eyes. So now all I do is just box it up and drop it off. So I do it typically in like I bag everything up, right? I bag what I can, then I'll like kind of put everything together over 2 days. So I can get fulfilled, and I try to get the comic books soon. I'm gonna order the comic books for 4 and 5 really soon. But I try to have it done within a month of the campaign ending.
I mean, you are probably one of the fastest creators I've noticed on Twitter that with their campaign fulfillment. Often you're sending out that PDF like as soon as people back. I mean, yeah. It's pretty remarkable. Like, do you feel like maybe that has like set up a pace that's like it you just got to keep striving for, like it's hard to like obtain and keep up with? Or
I think you have to stand out in the market, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's something I like, the idea that you pledge one of my books on day 1, you're gonna get your book within like 50 days, which still isn't as fast as like buying from like a direct market or buying from like a Walmart or something like that. But I feel like relative to Kickstarter, that's really good. So it's just about standing out, and making when somebody's like, damn, this came fast. Like, that's the best feeling in the world.
Yeah, I mean, there's, and to each their own. Sometimes things happen, and you can't predict like what is going to happen in the world. But like, there's some campaigns like when I first started that I'm waiting for, and it's just you're getting it out there within like a month, 2 months. Like it's impressive. So, I mean, man, holy crap! For everyone that is watching right here is the Kickstarter for Decay issue 4 and 5. You guys know the drill. Be sure to check this out with us. We're going to be looking at this in just a little moment. If you're able to back, we would love to see that. But simply putting this on Facebook and Twitter is just as awesome. Word of mouth is 100% free. And, share with your friends and family. This is, like I said, some of Stokes' most powerful work, I feel. I mean, I loved issue 4 and 5. How's it feel to finally reach this, the end of the series, man?
I mean, it's a relief. It's a relief. And anytime you're like, it's like I feel like I got Intrusive Thoughts squared away, I feel like that series is in a good place. I got a couple more series coming out, but it's always good to like knock something out and say, okay, you have to compartmentalize everything. That's how I do it. I think I run more series than most creators, like and just having this knocked out actually feels incredible. Like it's great.
And you're pumping these out left and right. You just started creating comics, what, like last year? Maybe even 2 years ago?
2021. So
it's
it's been about 2 years.
Yeah. That's still really impressive, man, for the amount of like issues you pumped out in the content, man. You're talking about doing a volume 1 of this, right? Or a complete series, a graphic novel.
A trade. I'm doing a trade.
That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, come on, bro. You've been doing this long.
I know.
Definitely gonna do a trade. Definitely gonna put together something, and the trade's gonna come with a short too, so people that have backed every campaign can get a new piece of content. And so yeah, that's going to come too. And anytime you getting to a trade is just an amazing feeling, because then you open up a different market entirely.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic.
So for anyone coming on for the first time, give us a little bit about what Decay's about. And I mean, we could talk a little bit about issues 1, 2, and 3 if you want, and then we'll kick into the Kickstarter.
No, for sure. So it's about a guy who gets killed wrong place, wrong time at a house party, and his sister uses voodoo. She brings him back to life. He goes on a rampage, and she starts to regret it. So it's really about his actions. It's about how she feels about her actions. She's kind of the catalyst of everything, right? She kicks everything off, and it's about the villains, so to speak, and how they react to this guy who's like can't be killed. Essentially, he's already been killed, and it's basically like a monster, basically like Jason Voorhees,
I really love it's almost like, and maybe I'm wrong, but for me it felt like an underlining message, like how vengeance can hurt not only you, but like those around you. Like it has, the circumstances of what happens, it doesn't matter if you're involved with it. Like sometimes that vengeance is going to hit your family, hit your loved ones, hit your friends. It has no there's no crosshair. It'll hit everyone.
No, I mean, exactly. You look at a lot of media, it's like that. A lot of Attack on Titan cyclical nature of violence is one of my favorite themes. I'm kind of forgetting what that's about, but yeah, Attack on Titan does that. I'm reading Fire Punch right now, incredible series. That's part of it, and it's like such a nice thing to be able to show kind of my take on that, and also I feel like the narrative cohesion in the series is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I think truthfully, I don't think there's a lot of fat to trim, if any fat to trim. And I think you see the themes of it being anti-violence. I think you see it in every single issue, which is nice.
So, I mean, violence is it's like one of the most toxic emotions. It's easy to get fueled into rage. It's easy to let your emotions, staying disciplined enough not to lash out is one of the hardest things to do. Like, why focus the symbolism of the story around violence?
Because it just, well, okay. Now you asked me a real heady question.
Dude, this is like what, third time on the show? I got fourth time on the show. I gotta hit you with some good ones now.
Man, bro, you supposed to softball it for me. I work from the ending, which the ending. So based on that ending, it just made too much sense. It's set in New Orleans, and there's an undead element, so somebody gotta die,
Yeah.
So that so that's basically the simple answer to your question. Yes.
So
very hard question. I say you're very hard.
yeah. Sorry for throwing it out to you. But as I read it, I guess I appreciated it more with issue 5 or issue 4 and 5, and I really, I'm not trying to overdo it, but like, man, like. I can't. It's one of those things. Like it sucks that I had to wait until the day of the interview to read it. I wish I would have read it earlier. There's just so much heavy symbolism, like in this too, man. Like what made you kind of just go Kaioken with this?
Kaioken, what's that?
It's like before Super Saiyan in Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, what the fuck, you pronounce it wrong. Well, I think like the first two it's set up, like the first 2 issues are set up, and then the third issue is kind of like the paradigm shifts, which is really cool. And then with 4 and 5, you get, it's cool when I think about television, right? You have the penultimate episode and then the finale, right? And a lot of times the way that these season shows are structured, it's like the climax is the penultimate episode, and then the finale is kind of like the fallout from that and sets up other stuff. And that's the way I look at it here. It's like issue 4 is the climax of the story, right? It's like the Infinity War. That's probably setting the expectations too high, but that's like the more action heavy stuff. And then the fifth issue is more of the headier character stuff, which is cool. I think it's also cool that the series can hit different tones. Like the 4th issue is basically just carnage, and then the 5th issue is just, I think it's beautiful in a way. I think it I'm a little biased, but yeah, I think
I would agree, and I would say it felt like we were backstage, just like almost like a perfect ending to this. Like I applaud you. I give you high praise. Again, for everyone watching, if you're on the fence, like hopefully this is like making you leap off that fence. I mean, your dialogue was just on the point. Your dialogue has always been on the point, but it even just got so much more heartfelt, it felt like. And one thing I'll say before we dive into this campaign, I just loved, it was almost like the Spider-Man effect with, what was it? Far From Home into No Way Home. How, like, issue 4 bled into issue 5, like, perfectly.
Oh, yeah, no, exactly. I mean, it literally starts right before.
Yes.
No, literally. And this all takes place over a day, too, that's a good point. Because issue 3, like I said, man, narrative cohesion is the goal for this one. Like a real tight story. Like I said, no fat to trim. Well, let me ask, what do you think about the opening on issue 4?
Oh, now you put me in the spot. I almost need to. Can you give me a little bit of a hint?
He's on the bus.
Yeah. Okay. So I really liked. That was another point. I'm really happy you brought that up. I really like the repercussions of the after effects of the necklace. Is that what you mean?
I guess the scene, like the way he uses his powers, but
yes. Okay. The introduction of a new one, right?
Yeah, new powers.
Yes. I was going to ask you about that too, and I totally forgot, and you brought it back. Thank you for that. So I mean, that was really interesting. I loved the way you were able to like have him do a little bit of good. If I'm kind of steering that in the right direction, like how it's not all just bloodlust and violence, like he actually does a little good change, maybe in not the nicest way, but that dude's life is going to be better for it,
It's so funny at the opposite moment where I think you have to, for me, it was like you have to kind of reintroduce the character after issue 3. And you have to make something memorable. So, and then you also have to introduce the mindset. So like for me, it's like, this just shows that he's a villain now, like he's leaning to demon time, you know what I'm saying? Like essentially. So that's what that moment was. It's interesting. I mean, that's an interesting way to read it though.
Because I mean, are we allowed to talk about it, or is it kind of like, should we lurk around? So I mean, I don't know. I looked at it like that very well could have been true. Dude was dreaming about it. Like if he would have led that lifestyle, I mean, very well could have ended in that. So that's in my head, I'm like, okay, well, maybe he's doing a little bit of good. But hearing from your point of view, I could definitely see him like going full goblin mode. Like, let's just give this dude a nightmare. Because that's what happened. He like woke up like, shit, dude, I'm out.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of information in that opening. Like I try to be really, you have to be economical. You know what I'm saying? Like we paying for every page, we paying for every pixel. So we got to get a lot of information across. You're
also coming at this with the filmmaking experience too. So, I liked how you kind of went into it with that perspective in mind, like how you were going to help like reintroduce him in the third, as the villain. So that's actually pretty smart too. I would have never thought of it like that.
Yeah, man, I know what I'm talking about sometimes.
So I think right now would be a perfect time. Let's get a little cohesive, guys, and check out the Kickstarter for issue 4 and 5. Sure. Once again, if you are watching with us, right here is the link to check it out. If you can't back, totally understandable. Putting this on Facebook and Twitter, it's 100% free. Let your friends and family knows about it. And word of mouth is super, super powerful. You guys definitely can make some movement just by sharing this. So we are looking at Decay issues 1 through 5, the finale, right now at $2,449 of a $4,000 goal with 101 backers and 14 days left to go. Have Mama Geekly right here. Have you always had passion for comics? So a good question from the audience. Thank you, Mama.
Hey, Mama Geekly. No. To be honest, no. I always had. I've always had a passion for storytelling since I was a kid. Since I was probably like 6 or 7, to be honest with you. And then it was. I would say movies was like my main thing, and then it became comics when I realized there was a market and there's like kind of a way to distribute there, like with Kickstarter, so I've always pretty much my entire life just loved storytelling. It's been an obsession of mine for almost since I can remember.
So right now with the stained glass, this is this a variant or is this a cover A?
This is a variant.
Okay, so
by DNS.
I noticed a little bit of like small underlying religious like tones. Am I wrong in that, or am I kind of reading a little too deep?
No, there is religious. No. let's be clear. There's a lot of there is definitive religious tones. You know, that's kind of part of the series. You know, there's a lot of imagery. There's imageries of people on the crosses. There's an angel imagery as well. And I it's probably inspired by Death Note. I think Death Note was definitely Death Note was like a big inspiration on this series. Maybe not obviously, but I like the idea of one piece. Let me get a camera. One piece of like fantasy kind of spinning off and becoming this crazy thing, but otherwise the normal world. And that had a lot of imagery. And then Kendrick Lamar has so much religious imagery as well. So that's kind of the inspiration, I believe. It adds another layer, adds another texture to it.
I mean, hold on. We have this covered down below, don't we? I was gonna say, well, let's check out some of these right here. So we have issue 4, very ominous looking cover right here. Of course, what type of drink is he making?
If he's making a drink for me, it's a Cosmo, but that probably looks like a martini to me.
It's, I mean, this is like the perfect nod to you know, at the house party they were making drinks, right?
Exactly. And then also, you haven't really dealt with damn, I forgot the character's name.
Decay or no PK?
No, that's not Decay. You forgot about this character. This is terrible. You've forgotten about this character. So you kind of want to reintroduce, because Decay is not at all in the 3rd issue. So you kind of want to reintroduce the audience to the conflict, and that's what this image is for.
You know, if memory serves me well, he wasn't even really name dropped in the 1st issue, right? I think you had to get the retro cover to see his name.
No, you definitely. No, he was definitely in there.
Was he?
No, he was in there. Yeah, I promise you.
Name drop? Oh, my bad. I must be thinking of something totally different. And then
come up enough, sir.
Okay, so that's probably what made me think in that line. But now we have it.
Marcus is his name.
Oh, DK's friend.
Yeah, that's Marcus.
Yeah. And then we have right here issue 5, a powerful issue 2, Scales of Justice, and the voodoo doll on the weighing one down, and the feather too.
Yeah, more religious imagery, as you can see. You know, and then also, you know, the voodoo doll is also, that's a religious imagery as well. You know, so maybe that's where it stemmed from as well. And
then we have DK holding the scale down too. You know, what's that mean? What's going on here?
Well, essentially, I mean, it's a lot of layers here. It's real fucking smart. Also, Happy Easter. DK came back from the dead.
That's perfect.
That's actually, I should have tweeted it out. Fuck. So essentially, you got the scales, right? So the original Scales of Justice, it's like a heart and a feather. If the heart weighs more than the feather, then you go to hell, basically, or you get eaten by a demon or some shit. So he's kind of like putting his finger on the scale, as if to say, nah, he's going to hell.
Okay.
Like, nah, he's cooked, like, basically. And then when you watch when you read the series, I think that might be the best cover, like, because it has I think Marcelo got a lot better working on the series. I like the kind of color, the gradient he has in the background. I think it's a great cover.
And man, issue 5, you went straight goblin mode on that one too. It just you pulled no punches. It was just I loved it. Chef kiss, man. Yeah, and here are some interiors just to show you. This is a little bit more of a graphic comic, but I mean, just has such a compelling story too.
I would say so, man. I'm kind of worried that my other stories won't be this cohesive. You know, like it just came together so perfectly. Had the perfect ending. I was a little shaky on the cliffhanger for issue 4. What do you think? You think that was a good cliffhanger?
I thought it was great. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because it's more of like, it's not a plot cliffhanger. It's more of a character cliffhanger, but you know, fuck it, it got dropped at the same time anyway, so no, it don't really matter.
So let's go ahead and check out some of these rewards.
Yeah.
I love this cover too. This is awesome.
Yeah. Artistic Schmidt, the Kendrick Lamar reference. one of my favorite artists, favorite rappers, of course, and that's the DNS cover. So that's got the this was inspired by, oh my God, Daredevil. Who's the dude? I'm so tired right now.
Frank Miller.
Oh my God, I'm so tired. This is inspired by a Frank Miller cover that DNS did, and this tells the first act of the story.
That's awesome. This is all gorgeous. So before we get to the add-ons, let's go ahead and go through the rewards. So guys, once again, right here is that link. Be sure to check it out with us. And as always, if you can't back, just put it wherever you can. We have pledged $10 or more, get Decay issue 4 and 5. So $5 a comic. That's, dude, such a killer price.
Not bad. Keep scrolling, bro.
50. He's like, it gets better. 50 pages for $10. You can get $18 for the digital catch-up. Holy crap. So $8 more. You get 3 more comics. 120 pages worth of content for $18. That's remarkable, man. 24, you get both physicals of the cover A and then pick 2. So mix and match for 30, dude. These variant prices are just outstanding, dude. Holy crap.
I think so too. Yeah, I think it's a really good value.
Pick 2 signed for just $10 more at $40. And then pledge 45, you get signed, mix and match prints. So is it just these 2 or do they get to choose?
They get, it's both prints.
Okay. And then you still get issue 4 and 5 PDFs as well. Oh, we have my girlfriend joining in. I remember the first Decay interview. That was way back then. I think that was interview like 20?
You know what's so funny is that was the K issue 2. So that was May of last. Oh yeah, we're coming.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we're almost like right on the nose with that.
Oh my God.
And then we have a 50 or more Decay physical catch-up. So for $10 a copy, you get all the physicals. And I just love the theme. What inspired you to do this? Like it's so powerful seeing like each character so up close like that.
Well, yeah, no, I'm so happy with these covers, bro. Like seeing them like next to each other. So
yeah.
I gotta give credit to Marcelo because Marcelo kind of, I actually had a concept. I had a concept that we hard pivoted. So we drew her holding up the doll, and I kind of like the medium profile shot, and I like the eyes covered. And then so the next one is a Molotov. The next one is Trey smoking. He smokes a lot. That's like a a motif of his. We have Marcus, straining the drink, and we have Jess again, who you could argue is the main character. Mm-hmm. And what's also cool is you can kind of see the art has progressed from the first issue to the fifth issue.
Tremendously.
And no, man, I mean these are great covers. I'm really, really proud of what we did. Get kind of choked up here. Shit.
And the Decay and Intrusive Thoughts bundle. So for $55, you can get all 5 issues to Decay. And is that's just issue 1 of Intrusive Thoughts?
That's just issue 1. That's all we got right now.
And then all signed, pledged 75 or more, all covers of Decay, issue 4, 5 signed. So awesome, man. Some awesome. What would you say your favorite tier here is?
Man, I mean, if you're talking about value, I think the 5 for 18 is crazy good.
Mm-hmm.
If you're talking about physical, I mean the Decay plus the Intrusive Thoughts for like $55. That is like generally a really good deal.
Yeah, that's a killer deal. And then drawn in for 200 or more. So what type of character can they expect to be getting drawn into the comic?
Background character or something.
And that's so that's the sequel. So Decay's not done, it sounds like.
Decay is not done, no. With I guess this is there's going to be a sequel spinoff that's being illustrated right now, and then I'm really if there's interest in the series, I can really spin off and do a bunch of stuff. What I love about talking about Kendrick Lamar again, I guess the idea of because I'm very inspired by music. When you think about a concept album is usually a very thin premise. Like you think about Good Kid, Mad City, and it's just we're just going. It's a day in the life of, Kendrick Lamar, and then through that day we get to talk about religion, the cyclical nature of violence, alcohol consumption, drug usage, and it's all this stuff. And that's what question did you ask me, bro? I'm so damn tired. What question did you ask me?
Basically, just talking about the spinoff series.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah, great. So bringing somebody back to life with a crystal, you can kind of tell anything. You can use that to tell any kind of story. Mm-hmm. And then that's my goal. So I got a Western in the works. As a spinoff or as as a spin. Well, yeah,
That's so cool, dude. Oh,
yeah, like kind of like a thriller, like almost like a crime thriller is coming next. Some comedies. It's you can go in any direction, you know.
yeah.
So, and I really don't like the idea of shared universes, to be honest, because if it's organic, it's organic. But I kept having ideas, and like, okay, if I have ideas, we can keep going. So I got ideas. Yeah, shorts. I got at least two shorts in mind and stuff like that. So it's gonna be great, man.
Any returning characters, or is it all gonna be like a brand new cast?
Keep some stuff under wraps.
No, yeah, like, hey, it's my job to try,
Generally speaking, there is gonna be it's gonna be new characters.
Okay. All right. Hey, so for everyone watching right here, is that link one more time. Stokes, what's next for you in 2023 outside of Decay issue 4 and 5?
I got at least, let me look at my schedule.
You're trying to pump one of these out like every month, aren't you?
Nah, hell no. We had the hard pivot. I got at least 3 more comic books coming out. I got the Decay trades is coming out this year, I would imagine, and then I think 2 new series are coming out, dropping this year. Maybe the Intrusive Thoughts at you too. I gotta kind of look and see the landscape of you always got to take in new information, and you always have to be flexible. So it's hard to say without having that information, But we're halfway through the year, so I'm doing 3 more,
I can't believe you just said that, and I was like sitting there. I'm like in my head, I'm like, there's no way. Like we're still in the first quarter. I'm like, oh my god, we are almost halfway through the year.
Yeah,
it's going so fast.
Bro, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
So, Stokes, before we let you go, for anyone out there interested in just killing it with the finish of their series, what advice would you offer them just to have a strong, solid finish to their series?
I would try to. I always see advice that's like, and here Stokes disagrees with popular opinion. It's like, you don't have to have your series figured out. It's like, you know what? It helps. Like if you can, I think most great conclusions typically come from having a roadmap. You don't have to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like there will be series that I do that I don't have everything like written out. But generally speaking, if you can have things, like I said, I started this series with the ending and worked backwards. Yeah. So that's how I did it personally.
And dude, you killed it. I can't wait for people to read issue 4 and 5 and be just as floored as I was. Like, I enjoyed Decay. Don't get me wrong, but like this was such a strong finish. Like it was just phenomenal. It was phenomenal, and once again, I applaud you for it, without a doubt. So Stokes, what are you reading lately? What are you watching? Any interesting movies or comics or even games?
Rob, as you know, we playing Fortnite.
Yeah,
I'm playing Hitman. I've actually been chilling lately. I'm playing Portal 2 right now. That's what I'm about to boot up next. I was watching Creed 3 earlier today, man. I'm reading Fire Punch, which is incredible. Platinum's End, which I just started today. Oh my goodness, been rewatching South Park. I think kind of trying to wind down from doing 2 campaigns in 3 months. I've been consuming more media, and that's what's been really nice. A Death Note as well. It's just before you start making comic books, you don't realize how little time you'll have to actually consume new media, so it's been really nice to kind of get out there and like watch new stuff.
You feel like it's like kind of revitalizing like your mind and your mindset?
Actually, I do. I really do, because you get new. When I started writing Decay, like when I first started writing, like in general, bro, like there was a day when I had a day off or something, and I watched Fight Club, and I watched the director's commentary for Fight Club in one day. And it's like I don't have that time no more. I don't have that patience no more.
How long is the commentary?
I mean, it's 2 hours. It's 2.5 hours. So
I mean, that's a long sit down.
That's all. Yeah. I had I had like a little 9 to 5, and then I had no responsibilities. I had nothing but time. And then even when I started writing Decay, I was crazy watching stuff. I was watching like a series a week, and then so now to kind of it helps relax and inspire you at the same time. So it has been nice.
Oh, that is awesome. Hey, well, Stokes, as always, it's a pleasure to get you back on. We're going to have to get you back on for the trade paperback And for all those other comics that are coming out, for everyone watching, right there is the link in chat, guys. Be sure to check that out. Hope you all have a lovely Monday, but most importantly, guys, keep it geekly.